we're here today to celebrate the installation of a new historic marker, thanks to Todd Blount and June Speakman, who helped to provide the funds for this and make sure that everybody who passes by here can stop and learn something about the significant history of this particular location. This location has been known for thousands of years, but only in the past 100 years have we forgotten the history here. And I didn't discover the history here until I read Otis Wright's book, History of Swansea, and he talked about King's Rock, okay, and how important it was to the people who were living here. And they would gather here, thousands of people at times, to celebrate victories. And on top of the rock, Native women would roll stones across a groove in the rock to grind corn. It's likely that there were fields all around here of corn, because we're not far from a winter settlement over at Margaret's Rock, not far from here on private property. But this location really served as a meeting place for tribes, and in particular Wamsutta, the Massasoit's oldest son, had his settlement here. We don't know a whole lot more than that. We wish we did, but with those particular pieces, we do know that this was the road, the path that went all the way down to Bristol, where Patumtuck, or the Lookout, or as we know it by Mount Hope, you would travel from essentially where Route 6 is in the main trail. If you look at the water routes, the only way you could get down to Bristol is this way without having to go across a river. So we know that this was the main route. And at the outbreak of the King Philip War, English militia troops came to the Miles Garrison. Some of you may know where that location is. And from there marched all the way down to Mount Hope, chasing Philip in an effort to stop the hostilities that had broken out nearby. They were unsuccessful. They didn't find him, and Philip went on to lead at least four nations in that conflict over that time. So this place has historical importance, something that people should know about, something that we're very much interested in promoting, along with the history of the whole area, called Solms. Solms was the home of the Massasoit Usamiquan and was really the center of the tribal power for this whole region. You can learn more about that on the SolmsHeritageArea.org website.
All right, thank you so much, David, and the whole team putting this together. And it's an honor and really a privilege to be connected to this Plant Fine Foods, to be able to honor and respect the Native history here.
It was a pleasure working with you, Dave, and I continue to hopefully work other projects with you when I have time, but we're going to maintain it and we're going to keep it like it's our own, and hopefully thousands of people a year will stop by and pass the word.
Terrific. David, thank you, and everyone else here, John, the town planner, some of my colleagues from the legislature and the Council of Rhode Island, I think we're stepping into Massachusetts. If I step too far the other way, I'll be in Rhode Island. But I think it's so important that people understand what rich history and Native Americans that we have in our area, Rehoboth, Seekonk, Swansea. And this is just a small reminder, and hopefully one of many more points of interest that will be marked out so people will understand what the Indian nations were, or who the Indian nations were, and how they came about to make this land habitable even for the settlers that came in after they were here for a millennia.
Yeah, again, Dave, thanks as always for your work on this project. and to all of those who supported in all of their ways. It's very important history for us to recapture and study, and I do hope all of these 12,000 people stop and learn about it, and as I think Todd said, when you call, we come. So thank you for your work here.
Thank you very much. Anybody else? Carrie. Dancing star, if you will.
Wani Kisak. Wani Payak Uk Pokonoka Akiak. Welcome to the homeland, the ancestral homeland of the Pokanoket tribe. Our people have existed on these lands for more than 10,000 years before colonization, and the Creator put our people here to take care of this land and to live in balance with everything on it. And I would just like to acknowledge my ancestors who did just that. I would like to acknowledge the Pokanoket tribal citizens today who are still trying to restore balance to this land. I want to thank everyone who made this possible, because it is so important to know the history of the land on which you stand. And so we try to collaborate and promote education wherever we can within our ancestral lands. And again, we are so pleased to have this marker here.
Thank you very much.
And we were always giving thanks to the Creator, and we did back then, and we still do now. Our people, we still give thanks to the Creator. So when Dave texted me early this morning and asked if I would do a blessing, I never turned down that opportunity to thank the Creator for every day that our feet have to walk on this earth, for every breath that we are given. So I did not have a chance to translate it to our language because our language was taken away from us. And so a lot of times when I do a speech, I do have to look up the translation. I do have to get it translated, and I didn't have time to do that. But nevertheless, the Creator looks down on all of us, and He sees our hearts. And no matter what language we speak, He hears us. So Creator of all, we just want to thank You for this day. We want to thank You for everyone who is gathered here. We just ask that You guide our footsteps, and that we walk in peace, and that we walk in balance. And we just cry to You for restoration and for that balance that You intended for us to walk this earth upon. Aho.
Aho.
Thank you.